So, hello, my besties, and welcome to another reaction. Now, this reaction is with a difference. I'm starting a new segment where I get to interview you guys about when you heard a particular song and the impact that song had on you the first time you heard it, and also the impact it's had on you and your life up till today. To qualify for this, though, you have to be a member of my Patreon channel. The link to my Patreon channel is right underneath. You can see the link there. And when you come on board, you will see all the details there. So my first guest today is Maya. I am so excited about this. Let's go check it out.
Okay, fantastic. You're looking beautiful on screen. Okay, so now we're going to start this now.
Hi.
So, hello, my besties, and welcome to a very, very special edition reaction today. I am welcoming Maya on board. She is my first guest on this segment of me talking to you guys and seeing what a particular song, what it did to you the first time you heard it, the impact it had on you, and maybe the impact it still has on you today. So we're gonna start up today. So I'm gonna start by asking Maya, what song are we gonna be talking about today?
We're talking about My Shot from Hamilton.
Hamilton. Okay. Okay, that's the song that's the theater one, wasn't it? The one that was about the American president. What's his name again? So remind me.
Well, Alexander Hamilton, a founding father,
Yes.
and George Washington, the American Revolution.
Okay. Yeah, I think you got a strong passion for this because you made me listen to that song and I thought it was beautiful. It was blocked initially, but it got released and I really enjoyed it. It was fantastic. Okay, so we won't be able to play songs for too long on this segment because number one, it's a live stream, and two, because I'm not sure yet what the copyrights will be like with this one. But I'll be playing something, and maybe you'll be able to hear it, hopefully. Okay, so
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'ma get a scholarship to King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but dag, I'm amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains, but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough, a shining piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power of speech unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets get colder. I shoulder every burden, every.
I see you might have a career in this business as a rapper.
On this show only.
Okay, so tell me about it. How did you discover this song?
Well, it was the pandemic, and they released this on Disney Plus, and it's the pro shot of the Broadway play, which of course I had heard, people loved, but I had never had I don't have the money to go to New York and see a Broadway play. So I thought, well, sure, I'll watch it. And so I sat down and got a glass of wine and I let it play, and it was just like, wow, this is really good. Oh, I get why everybody likes this. Oh, that's really good. And then I got to the second half and I was like, oh, now it's sort of sad. And anyway, I finished the movie and I went to bed. And then the next morning I got up and I was thinking, not throwing away my shot. And it was stuck. I was like, oh, I'm not going to watch it again. And probably 2 days later, I'm still thinking, yeah, a lot of good, really good, catchy lyrics. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it again. And that time I just was like, wow. I mean, the things that I had missed the first time, I realized how dense it was lyrically, and the story and the way the words were used to tell the story just really sort of caught my attention. It's so, there's like not one word that is out of place. There's not one word that doesn't need to be there. And I write for a living. And so that for me was just like, wow, how did you do that? So
You write for a living?
I do write for a living.
What kind of writing do you do?
Mostly corporate marketing, so not very exciting, but still a skill. And
lots of money.
Words.
Lots of money, though. So I think that's excitement.
It does pay some bills, yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, so that's interesting, because I'm thinking that you do like corporate writing, and I'm sorry, I wouldn't have thought that a song like this will catch your ear because of that, I would have thought like something else entirely. So that shows the power of music and how it can hit you like in the most unlikely situation. That's fantastic. But before then, had you heard anything like audio like for this particular story, or it was just that was the first time?
No, not a thing. I mean, I just knew it was popular. I had read at the time when it started to be popular that it was revolutionary for casting, people of color as, old white men, founding fathers. And, obviously it uses rap and hip hop and R&B rather than being, a more traditional musical. And I thought, well, that's sort of cool. I mean, I'm glad someone did that. And then when I watched it, it just started to hit me the way it's telling a story from the past, but it's with modern language and modern music and modern people, and it brings a story into modern times, and you see how it actually relates to you as a person or of the country you're living in, or it turned it interesting. It made it relevant.
Okay. So how often do you listen to the song?
I don't think I could count. I have memorized the entire play sort of by accident, playing it in the background.
Wow.
I'm not alone. A lot of people do that.
Okay. And have you been to see this live? Is it still like playing over there in the States or
Yeah, I have now seen it live. I did finally go to New York and see it there. I saw it when it started touring out here on the West Coast where I live. And then I saw it a second time in New York when I was there another time. And it's different every time, but it's, I don't know. It's hard to describe, when it's a live play and people are really doing this. You can hear their feet scuffling on the stage. You can, at one point in the play, something set on fire and you can smell it. And it was very visceral. So I'm glad that I got to see it live. But I listen to it pretty much every day.
Wow. You said 2 times now, right? You go a long way to go. So, I was talking to somebody on the channel who said he had seen Bruce Springsteen 104 times. So, you got you got some great times ahead for you.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. Okay.
I listen to lots of other music, but this is my background song. So.
Okay, yeah, I can imagine. I saw you rapping along, and I was like, "Whoa, look at that!" Okay, let's just play a bit more for those at home. Then we'll come back again.
I don't have a gun to brandish. I walk these streets famished. The plan is to fan this spark into a flame. But damn, it's getting dark, so let me spell out the name. I am the ALEXANDER. We are meant to be a colony that runs independently. Meanwhile, Britain keeps shitting on us endlessly. Essentially, they tax us relentlessly. Then King George turns around, runs a spending spree. He ain't never gonna set his descendants free. So there will be a revolution in this century. Enter me.
He says in parentheses.
Don't be shocked when your history book mentions me. I will lay down my life if it sets us free. Eventually, you'll see my ascendancy. And I am not thrown away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. It's time to take a shot.
I dream of life without a monarchy. The unrest in France will lead to anarchy. Anarchy, how you say? Anarchy. When I fight, I make the other side panicky with my shot.
Yo, I'm a tailor's apprentice, and I got y'all knuckleheads and local parentis. I'm joining a rebellion, cause I know it's my chance to socially advance. Instead of sewing some pants, I'm gon' take a shot.
But we'll never be truly free until those in bondage have the same rights as you and me. You and I do or die. Wait till I sally in on a stallion with the first black battalion. Have another shot.
Geniuses, lower your voices. You keep out of trouble and you double your choices. I'm with you, but the situation is fraught. You've got to be carefully taught. If you talk, you're gonna get shot.
Bird, check what we got. Mr. Lafayette, hard rock like Lancelot. I think your pants look hot. Lawrence, I like you a lot. Let's hatch a plot blacker than the kettle calling the pot. What are the odds of God will put us all in one spot?
That's a good point to take a break there. Fantastic. The lyrics are so clever, and they paint such a great picture. It's like I could see all what they were talking about there. I just wonder how many people put this together. Lyrically, do you have an idea? One person. Wow.
Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote the words, wrote the music. I mean, he wrote the book of the play, not the book he took it from. But yeah, one man.
When was this book written? If you have an idea.
The book was written by Ron Chernow. I'm going to say the name wrong, but it's just basically a biography. And 7 or 8 years before Hamilton came out. So I don't know for sure the numbers, but Lin-Manuel Miranda read the biography, and then it took him 7 years to write this.
Whew, 7 years.
You can tell.
I was going to say, but I can see where all that went to. That is amazing. Amazing. And has this inspired you yourself to do anything likewise? Because I think you can, honestly, watching you do all that rapping, and you write as well. So, it might be something like, in the business world that you bring to music. That'd be fantastic.
Well, it did inspire me. There's a line the line in the song, and it says, "Every action's an act of creation." And that started to make me think. I mean, just aside from the whole, take your shot, seize your moment. This is, if you have an opportunity, take it. I mean, that's a really good message.
It is.
I had read and I saw that Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote this because there weren't roles for him to play on Broadway. He said there was 2 or 3 roles for a Latino male, and none of them were that great. So he wrote one, and he wrote a play that, anyone could come into. And I started thinking about that, and it's like, he wrote the art that he wanted to perform and wanted to see in the world. And I always sort of thought people who can write music or movies or books, they must be geniuses, different species. And then I started to think, that maybe that's not true. Maybe I could write the art I want to see. I never tried.
Well, I'll say it's true. I'll just say maybe you're a genius who didn't realize that you're one yourself. Yeah, it's true. Don't underplay yourself.
Well, so I wrote a novel. And
Wow.
It took me 3 years, and it's releasing in 2 months. So, yeah.
And what is it about, this novel?
It's a romance. Essentially, it's about learning to express yourself, maybe through art, maybe through other ways. But yeah, it made me think. It's like, I want to see a story of a person who struggles to express themselves with art or something, and how do they learn? What do you do? And so I wrote.
Sorry to cut. And you think all that came out of this?
Absolutely.
This is what inspired everything.
Yeah, this one song. It was like, wow, if I mean, not to say I'm Lin-Manuel Miranda caliber, but it's like, well, if he can do it, maybe I can do it. It doesn't have to be as great as his, but maybe I could do it.
That really is an incredible story, I swear to you, because when I was thinking of talking to you guys and see how important the song has been in your life, I never thought I'd hear something so drastic, in a good way. Amazing that this song has who knows where this book is going to lead you to. Maybe hopefully it's the start of many. Honestly, that's just amazing. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm really amazed. I'm amazed at that. So back to the song itself now. What part is your favorite? Have we got into that part yet, or is it further on?
It's further on. I really like the climax where he's up on the stage and he's
Okay. Okay. I think I'll be playing, because if I play that video, the problem with the video is the video gets blocked, so I have to wait for ages before they release it. So I might have to just do this audio. So you might have to tell that part based on what he says, rather than a picture scene, if you get what I mean.
I'm trying to think of the exact lyric. First, they're going to go out and they're going to wake up the city, and they're yelling to people on the balconies, and that's when you get it's called the Soldiers Chorus. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So there's that part, and then I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. Is this where it gets me?
Okay, I'll tell you what, Rob, we're gonna listen some more, so people will hear that, right, and then we'll talk about it again.
A bunch of revolutionary manumission abolitionists. Give me a position, show me where the ammunition is. Oh, am I talking too loud? Sometimes I get overexcited, shoot off at the mouth. I never had a group of friends before. I promise that I'll make y'all proud.
Let's get this guy in front of a crowd.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
Everybody sing.
Whoa, 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 hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Say, let him hear you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I said, shout it to the rooftop.
Whoa.
Sit to the rooftop.
Whoa.
Come on. Come on, let's go. Rise up when you're living on your knees. You rise up. Tell your brother that he's gotta rise up. Tell your sister that she's gotta rise up.
When are these colonies gonna rise up? 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 Rise up!
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep, 7 feet ahead of me. If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I'd live past 20. Where I come from, some get half as many. Ask anybody why we living fast and we laugh, reach for a flash. We have to make this moment last. That's plenty. Scratch that. This is not a moment. It's the movement where all the hungriest brothers with something to prove went. Foes oppose us. We take an honest stand. We roll like Moses, claiming our promised land. And if we win our independence, is that a guarantee of freedom for our descendants? Or will the blood we
Okay,
shed begin and end us?
interesting. Some really powerful stuff. Sorry?
I'll say we're getting to that best part right there.
Okay, fantastic. So that will be maybe the last segment here. So the part that we just covered there now, anything there that stood out for you?
The use of words is so amazing. It's so dense, and the internal rhymes, like he says, he uses that A sound, ask anybody why we live in fast and we laugh, reach for a flask. We have to make this moment last. That's just genius. It's telling a story. It's a sentence that makes sense, but it's also so pleasant to hear. And honestly, to think of somebody writing and trying to figure out what's the perfect way to say this. And to me, that's just beautiful.
Can I ask if you have any musical talent yourself? Do you sing or anything?
I did sing back in the day, but
okay, I can tell because the way you accentuated, those lines, I thought she's musical. That's why I asked the question.
That's very sweet. I'm definitely not musical enough to write any music. I can write words, but so that's the words, and that's what speak to me. There's lines like he says, "Let's hatch a plot blacker than the kettle calling the pot." No one's ever made that sentence before, and it makes sense and it works in the story, but it's also this incredible tongue twister. I can't imagine how many times they had to practice to learn to do that,
I know.
eight times a week in a show. It's just the level. It makes me feel like if the bar can be raised that high and people can meet that, we should all be striving for that bar. It's like, it doesn't have to be, the sky was blue and I love you. You can really, make it hard.
Another thing, Rod, the song and the play itself, did it teach you anything that you never knew before about that story itself?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I took history classes, but I didn't pay much attention. It wasn't interesting. And now you find out about there's this play. It's got sex scandals and it's got death and it's got, it's got everything. The same things that humans have today. We've got our sex scandals and our deaths, the same. But in the middle of all, they'd say, well, this was the Federalist Papers. And it's like, oh, I remember in class, I remember learning about the Federalist Papers once. I have no idea what it was. But now I know the story of why it was important and who did it and why it mattered. And that's a real accomplishment, I think.
Yeah, totally. I agree with you as well. So if you think of the last, the last American presidents of the last maybe 30, 40 years, I'm sure you remember most of them. Who do you think could be bestowed with an honor like this? And maybe they'll be doing something like this for him in the next, 10, 20 years time.
Well, I mean, Obama's the obvious choice. He's sort of the only one that I would be interested to see a play about, I think.
Okay, okay, I can get the Obama angle, but I'll also add um, Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump to that list as well.
There's definitely sex scandal and death involved in
Not because of just a sex scandal. And I wonder who that sex scandal you're referring to. But I think we all know. But yeah, I think those two guys are interested enough, to definitely be able to generate interest with something like this.
I don't know who's going to write it. It's not going to be me.
I was going to say it might be you, actually. I think you could do it, honestly, man. I think you could do it. So your book is out in the next few months, or when is it out?
Yeah, in May 11th. I don't want to be a promotion. I didn't want to make this promotion. I want this to be about your channel because I really enjoy watching your reactions every day.
Well, thank you. Now it's my turn to blush. Now you made a black man blush. But this is supposed to be, about what the song, the effect it had on you. So it just so happens to lead to a book you were writing. I think it's only fair for us to talk about it. So I didn't know this beforehand. I just found out. So, and I think it's very inspiring. I think people will watch this and think to themselves, "Wow, she could do that." You never know who else this might inspire. So I think it's a great thing. That's a great achievement, and I really like to know when that book comes out.
Maybe I'll drop you a line. It's called Painting Celia. So there's that.
Painting Celia. Okay, yeah, but you have to do better than that. You have to send me a message when it comes out.
I will send you. I'll send you a book.
Oh, fantastic! Fantastic. Okay, now let's go hear your favorite part of the song now.
Cycle of vengeance and death with no defendants. I know the action in the street is exciting, but Jesus, between all the bleeding and fighting, I've been reading and writing. We need to handle our financial situation. Are we a nation of states? What's the state of our nation? I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties of sorrow. For the first time I'm thinking past tomorrow. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country, I'm young, scrappy and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. We gonna rise up, time to take a shot. We gonna rise up, time to take a shot. We gonna rise up, rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up, rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up. Take a shot, shot, shot. Hey yo, it's time to take a shot. Time to take a shot. And I am not throwing away my shot.
Okay. Now, so tell us what part was your favorite of that one and why it's your favorite.
I'm past patiently waiting. I'm passionately smashing every expectation. Every action's an act of creation. How can you not feel that and just take it inside of you and you know what, you're right. I'm past patiently waiting. I'm going to create. I'm taking my shot. Whatever it is your shot is.
You took your shot, definitely, man. I think they were talking about you when they wrote this. You took your shot, and I hope somebody from from the that lot will see this and see what they honestly, and it's possible because I've had quite a few people, right, see these reactions. I never thought. I think the biggest so far is what's that guy's name? Herb Alpert. The guy who owns. Yeah, he left a comment. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, So I've had quite a few, and sometimes I miss them. People tell me, oh, so and so left a comment. Quite a few guys. I'm surprised how they get to see these things. So you never know. So yeah, I really, really hope they see this because they've done something. Very, very inspirational, and it's fantastic. I also learned, a bit about American history. So it was good for me as well. And I think a lot of younger people as well will probably that's one more thing I was going to ask you. When you saw they played twice, 2 times, you said, yeah? Mm-hmm. Were there young people in the crowd?
Yes. I'm trying to remember. I was honestly, the first time we were all masked, so I can't remember as many But I mean, yeah, there were definitely young people, not real young. I mean, it's like 3-hour play, and you have to be careful how long they can sit. But I can't answer that very well.
Okay, yeah. I just thought because of the way they told the story, the rap and everything, I thought, younger people will really be able to identify with it, and it's their language. So I'm even
You
more.
know that I was gonna say, I do know online there are, obviously communities of people who discuss and, play and, find all the little, they do like to discuss in detail all the different words. And there are many young people there, many young people.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and I'm really, really happy to have had you here today. This is historical because this is the first, as I said to you, my first edition, of interviewing people and letting us know how a song has inspired them and what it meant to them. And this is a great story. And I hope there'll be many more like this that we get to tell. So I want to thank you once more. Excuse me?
I'm looking forward to it, yes.
Oh, definitely. So I want to thank you once more, for stopping by, and I hope you had fun. I did. Okay, thank you, Maya. Stay cool, stay safe, stay beautiful in your heart and soul. See you later. Bye.
So that was the first edition of my live streaming. It featured Maya, and I want to thank her for coming on board. For you to qualify for this, you have to be a member of my Patreon channel, and the link to my Patreon channel is beneath the screen. You can see it there. So what it is for once, you will be the one reacting to a song, and you'll be telling us about a song that is special to you the first time you heard it, what impact the song has had in your life, and things like that, just as Maya did. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you as a Patreon. The name is Harry. Take care, stay cool, stay safe, stay beautiful in your hearts and soul, and I'll see you later. Take care, bye-bye.